If global liquidity tightens and the yen strengthens rapidly, leveraged traders may be forced to close positions, accelerating the unwind. $2 trillion has been erased from the stock market today, and that wasn't even at its lows. We are seeing the fear and greed index down to 11, and it was lower, indicating extreme fear. In fact, almost extreme pure panic, with the VIX rising up over 30%, now trading at 27.24. What did I tell you guys to watch out for? If the USD JPY sees a collapse, just like we saw right here for confirmation, this is what is going to show you if this reverse carry trade is going to play out, aka Roaring Kitty's thumbnail. We got a lot of stuff to talk about in today's video. Make sure to watch until the end of the video. All I ask you to do, it's free, is to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It does help me out, and I hope we can hit 40K subs pretty soon. So we have obviously had Liberation Day, which turned into Liquidation Day today. And I believe there are a lot of margin calls that are hitting the board. But again, when these margin calls come in, they don't have to actually play out immediately. In other words, these funds, these institutions who do get margin called, do have a time window before they actually have to start closing positions or funding the account, so on and so on and so on. Now, I'm not going to read these all to you, but you can screenshot it. These are Trump's reciprocal tariffs right here. And I want to read you a couple of things. UBS says permanent implementation of these reciprocal tariffs would result in inflation rising to 5%, which also changes the job for the Fed, for Jerome Powell. Now, this would be a result of prices rising to adjust the higher costs of imports. We are on the verge of 5% inflation and negative GDP growth. Now, this is so important because what it's going to do is, if this continues, it will put us into a technical recession. Now, by the time we are in a technical recession and it is confirmed, you're likely already going to see the SPY start to rebound. So you can clearly see that we are already likely in a recession. Institutions are front running that. But also you're seeing that carry trade unwind. There are just too many signs that show us that that is in fact happening. French President Macron also tells European companies to stop investing in the US, which brings us into the S&P 500. Now, the VIX, the last time the VIX bounced off of $17 instead of retracing down to 15 or 13 or 11 bucks or so on and so on and so on, was actually October of 2023. And if we come and we take a look, October of 2023 for the S&P 500, this was this harsh decline, cracking this low right around 420. Oh, that's actually interesting. Cracking this low, coming down to 409. Now, this was also an 11% correction on the SPY. I believe we are in the same boat. Now, I found something interesting last night. I wasn't going to put it in this part of the video. I was going to wait until we got into GameStop's chart. But it was this video from Roaring Kitty that we completely missed, right? Obviously, many of you have seen it, where he's looking, it's all red, stocks are dropping, so on and so on and so on. But if you let the video play out, you come to this, where this big red candle runs and touches down at 549. I just thought this was interesting because how could we have missed it? I believe Roaring Kitty was trying to time the market bottom for us at 549. And you can see that's where, let me grab my brush real quick. You can see that's where the market decided that it wanted to bottom, right? 549, and then it came down and did it again, 549, double bottom. But right now we're deciding to sell off more. So I think this is potentially off of the game plan or a potential short-term shakeout for the S&P 500. Now, the SPY is trying to scale back up here midday. I don't think it's going to scale out. I am in 0 DTE puts, and Discord knows that. And the reason I'm in those puts is because there's absolutely no buying pressure whatsoever until you get to 537, which is a level that I have drawn out, 536.80. But you can see down here, 537, there's really no buyers here. And in fact, if the SPY does want to scale up to the day highs at 546.50, it's likely going to get rejected. It would be safer to play maybe a week out puts instead of 0 DTE, but I'm just hoping that this decides that it wants to fail sooner, as we are trying to climb back up on fading volume. One big volume candle and a push down right to 537, and I would be happy with that move. Now, it wasn't just the stock market. Obviously, $300 million was liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the past 4 hours, which brings us into Bitcoin. Same thing. We came up, got rejected off of this sell block, and put very simply, if the SPY holds above 537 at any point, Bitcoin is likely to hold 80K. It's pretty simple. Those are the buy ranges for both of these. Now, this is going to bring us into, so first of all, this is some interesting tin that I personally came up with. A lot of the tin that we read is just shared from retail over on X, but this is the tin I actually looked into last night. And if you look at the next post after this post for Roaring Kitty, well, you can clearly see, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's The Truman Show. It's a great movie. I believe that's what it's called. I haven't seen it in a very long time. But they're basically in a simulation, right? And these people are running him through a storm while he's on the boat. And he says, give me lightning again, hit him again, whatever, whatever, trying to drown him. And he comes out and this guy says, hold on, you can do it. And then he ends up saying at the end of the video, is that all you can do? So on and so on and so on. I just found that is interesting for the next clip, right? Is that all you got? So they're trying to shake us out. And coincidentally, like I said before, GameStop is going to come lower than where it was at, and we got a 6% decline today. If you waited to buy, then you got a fire sale. But if you didn't, who cares, right? The fact is, the reason I say that is because if you're buying at $25, if you're buying at $18, if you're buying at $30, the fact that if you're waiting for a potential squeeze, the little dollar cost averaging between these price ranges won't matter. So just calm down and relieve your stress if you did just buy up here right around 30 bucks, right? So just stay calm about that. Now, I did say that between April 4th and April 11th will be the bottom for GameStop before a big move. I still stand by that, and I want to prep you for that. Just be ready. As far as AMC goes, this is also in great buying opportunity, in my opinion. 265 is this buy range, all the way down to about 237, and I believe it is potentially getting bought up. It's down about 4%. AMC, same thing with GameStop. There's a couple things that could play out. Either this is going to be a long drag until the end of the year, and the market's going to go into a crash worse than 2008. It's going to be a prolonged crash all the way through 2026, which would not be fun because we're likely not going to see things play out that we want to play out. Or, obviously, like the more likely scenario is we get that rebound, we get the things that want to play out, and we're going to enter squeeze season coming into May, June, like usual, right? End of April, May, June, all those strength months, we're going to see a lot of squeezing across the board. Now, Doge is hunting for cuts at the SEC. With lightning speed, Trump and Musk are shuttering SEC offices, taking control of computer data, interfering with payments, and slashing personnel. The SEC is ending the leases of its regional headquarters in Chicago, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. So hopefully they continue to clean up shop and actually do more digging in there. Speaking of short selling, GNS, we talked about it before, short squeeze stock that ran about 600% in a single day. The CEO has came on and talked about short selling. He's talked about how it's a dangerous game to fight them because they threaten you. They're big players, but they finally just came out and they filed a RICO lawsuit alleging market manipulation schemes, which could potentially expose illegal shorting, naked shorting, manipulation, and more via discovery. Now, the reason I think that this is possible to play out and plausible to put in the video is because the CEO of GNS would not have come out until he's ready, and they're finally coming out filing a RICO lawsuit. So that's something interesting to pay attention to. And what do you know? Somebody came in my comment section a couple days ago and they said, hey, how's your NVIDIA short doing? Well, look at that. NVIDIA is down 6.3%. It's trading at 103.40. I told you it's going to reject off of 107 and 109 and come lower, and that's exactly what it did. Overall, things are looking weak. NVIDIA's breaking down. Apple's down about 8%, cracking the structural support here, wicking into a major buy zone for Apple. I would be highly surprised if Apple at any point got under 196. I want to tell you AMD very quickly. This stock, in my opinion, is very undervalued. This is easy to jump in leaps for. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm trying to hook you guys up. I'm going to give you a couple other stocks, but I just want to say I'm extremely excited for Top 1 Futures. I announced it in Discord yesterday. I haven't announced it to YouTube yet because I'm going to make a full video for you guys, but this is where you guys as traders, if you trust your trading skills, can really level yourself up. I have a link that I'm going to put in the description. It's the second link in the description. I'll try and paste it at the very top, but it's for Top 1 Futures, and this is going to be a very limited time. But if you use my code LOTTO, you're getting a 50% off buying a live account over at Top 1 Futures. Basically, I've just started trading with my 50K account over on Top 1 Futures. After partnering with them, they're giving me they're giving you guys through me a 50% off deal to go trade over there, and I have a lot more to explain in a full video. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I have the link in the description of the video. Fast payouts, trustworthy company, all that other stuff. But ultimately, I think AMD is a buy, and we have to look at what stocks are holding up in this time of uncertainty. I think Tempest AI has held up pretty well. There's a lot of buyers between 46 and 40 bucks. Celsius, one that I've talked about several times, it's only down 2%, and it's still fighting major sell levels, sell zones. I think this is very interesting. Celsius was a very undervalued stock, and I think still is a little bit undervalued. Tesla holding up pretty well, down 4.5%, still trading at 270. Did break below this level, but I think Tesla is actually holding up a lot better than other stocks, right? It should be below this channel based on what the market's doing, but it looks to me like Tesla wants to actually have a nice big move up to 313 to 325 pretty soon. ELF got absolutely slaughtered, down about 17%. Unfortunately, I actually like this play, but we did see that it could come lower all the way down to 50 bucks before the best buying opportunity, and it could go even lower than that, right? 46 bucks, maybe $35, nothing lower in my personal opinion. But this is another one to keep on your radar. Overall, guys, join my Discord server where I post my trades. We talk stocks and crypto with the most amazing people all day long. You guys will not regret it. We also have tons of alerts like option sweep alerts, dark pool trade alerts, insider trade alerts, market news, analyst updates. It's a one-stop shop for everything. And honestly, the price that it's at is so worth it. That is the very top link. That's the number one link. Then Top One Futures, obviously sign up, grab your account, and then go get your free stocks. All this other stuff, links in the description, guys. Go hook yourself up. That is it. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.